Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, going back to a Gary Coleman classic. Saw this one many, many times as a youth. It's called On the Right Track. Let's watch. Meet Lester, played by Gary Coleman. He lives in Chicago's Union Station in a locker.
Pizza's Day would kill you all together, and that's not counting the onion ring.
Sam, it's not for me. It's for my employees. I'm including lunch as a fringe benefit, and I could use a cost plus deal.
He's going to open a business down there. He's an orphan. He's also a shoeshine boy. He also has a knack for picking horses. Lisa Albacher plays Jill.
Geography.
She runs the arcade. Kind of helps Lester out, teaches him stuff.
We're going,
Teaching juvenile delinquent. How could I get all those things and still feel like nothing?
Michael Lembeck plays Frank, the social worker.
And besides that, I was in the shop, I got a big overhead, I got people to pay, he's got no license.
And he gets caught.
Do his duty for sex?
Look, man, I did give you today's triple. Dancing golf, fish stream, and latest song. You can still make the track.
Yeah.
Lester got taken to a shelter, which he promptly escaped from. He does not like life outside of the station.
The kid picked the triple. $68,247? Yeah. I gotta spring the kid.
Or somewhere in a locker.
Busted again.
I know you have to go. My train is pulling out. That's him! Officer, that's him! Come on, lady, you know we all look alike.
Frank and Jill hit it off.
You know those horses again? They won.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
He picked the triple.
Yeah, he picked the triple. He's always picking triple.
Me?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
You're kidding. I can't believe you said that. That's exactly what he means. You're serious?
I'm serious.
You're
He's
serious?
a terrific kid. Yeah, he's my kind of guy. Fine here.
Jill convinces Lester to help Frank.
Concentrate, Lester.
Coming. Boris Gloria, Army Boots, and Lucky Me.
Glorious Glory Army.
After a few bets, they've made a lot of money.
It's $1 million tax-free. We're millionaires. Oh, my God. Lester, you did it. You did it.
For whatever reason, Frank decides to hide the money in Lester's locker.
Put $1 million in the fund. This is crazy.
The mafia who made that bet, covered it, wants that money back outside of the station, but he's got to be packed in a suitcase because he's afraid of being outside, which leads to the theft of that suitcase. Well, he gets lost and gets mugged. The guy steals his clothes. As Lester tries to get back, the mafia guys steal the entire lockers. Word gets out that Lester lives down there, and the mayor gets involved.
Lester, the kid, nice kid. You knew that he was down there and you didn't do anything?
A chase ensues in front of the press, and the mayor has to try to
Come on, Lester, how long are you going to stay up there?
get him down.
Until I die, and you're all gonna die before me.
He's terrified you're going to put him in a foster home and make him go to school.
Lester has a plan to give money to the city
Wait a minute.
if you let him stay down
How much
there.
money do you need?
I need a lot of money, Lester. A lot of money. Come on.
Wait a minute. I'll get you a lot of money.
Costs the city $5,000 a year to keep a kid in the 14th Street shelter.
In 1 week, I'll hand you a check for $1 million.
And if you don't, will you leave peaceably?
I swear on Frank's mother's life.
Former NBA legend Bill Russell's in this movie too.
Them folks gonna adopt you.
You kidding? Nobody wanted to adopt me when I was young and cute.
I went to bed because I wanted to get you into bed. And you wanted to get me there for the same reason. Lester had nothing to do with that.
But you knew. About the triple.
10 trips an hour at $1.
he starts his business.
I need to clear $8. Now where else are you gonna get $8 an hour?
Carrying
You can
bags.
work as long as you want.
Well, you know, it's your shirt.
So he makes the picks for all his buddies.
It has to be Loyal Rose.
Lester, are you sure?
I'm positive.
And of course to make money for the city.
Okay, kid. How do you want to do this? With or without pain?
One of his employees is ripping him off.
Sorry, kid, but my sister needs a nose job.
Pick up a collection from our winnings. Here's a 200 you got robbed. Here's 200 just to say thanks. And here's a little something from Vito.
Meanwhile, Frank is flying to Florida and LA to bet in various places.
Check. We'll make this whole city like Union Station. It gets clean every day. The roofs don't leak, and the toilets work. Undercutting me.
Lester, have you heard what they're going to do with the money? The banks. That's who's getting the money, Lester, the banks.
The whole million.
Yeah, the whole million.
Nothing for the people. Frank.
All falling apart for Lester.
We lied to you. We never intended to adopt you. I love you and...
He tries to think the picks
All
again.
right, let me get this straight. It's Wet Kiss, Flying Shadows, and The Pose, right?
I think so. I'm not sure. Maybe.
But he's wrong. He's lost his touch.
Where the hell did you get Flying Shadows? He didn't even show.
Told you I wasn't sure.
Then you should have said so.
The mayor's kicked him out of his special train car. He's lost his business. He's going back to shining shoes.
I won't be coming down here anymore. I got that singing job. It's nice.
But Frank comes back too.
What are you doing?
I'm okay now, Lester. I'm all right. Oh, boy. We're not much of a family, you guys, but let's face it. We're the only family we got.
And that's our film.
No more horses, huh?
No more.
No more horses.
Did I tell you I can pick the stock market?
All right, let's talk about On the Right Track. Now, this is a movie that, man, I saw this movie a million times when I was a kid. It showed up on cable in 1982, 83, and it was on a lot, like HBO, Showtime, the movie channel. It was on just constantly, and I watched it constantly because I loved it. I was about that age, and now I watch it today, and I know it's really kind of silly and ridiculous, but I still like this movie. I like it quite a lot, and it's amazing after all these years I can still remember a lot of the lines and stuff. It stars Gary Coleman. He plays Lester. He's an orphan, and he lives in Union Station in Chicago. He lives literally in the train station, the subway. He lives in a locker down there. He kind of runs a shoe shine business there. That's how he just makes a living. Obviously, he's like a 10-year-old boy, 11-year-old boy or so. And he makes friends with the other patrons. The guy runs the pizza shop and a few other people around there. They all just kind of take care of him a little bit, but he's on his own, essentially. Well, it turns out he has a knack for picking horses. He picks the triple. He tried to bet once for himself and he lost, so he doesn't do that anymore. But every time he picks them, they always come in. Well, eventually the social services are called and they come in. Michael Lembeck is the social service, and he finds out that Lester can pick the horses. So he decides, I'm going to use this kid to make some money. Well, he also befriends Lisa Eilbacher, who works in the arcade down there. She's really close to Lester, and he wants to date her, and then he's talking about, hey, maybe we should get married, adopt Lester. Meanwhile, he is also using Lester to pick the horses, and they want to make a lot of money, obviously. Well, the mayor gets involved at one point because they find out the kid's living down there. Well, the kid makes a deal with the mayor, says, look, I can get you $1 million donated to the city to help clean it up. The mayor reluctantly agrees. He doesn't tell anybody what's going on with the horses and everything, but Frank basically gets the money. They start doing things. They bet a lot of money and they get a lot of money. So everything's working out. Well, then things start to fall apart for Lester. He was running this little business down there. That falls apart. He picks a triple for everybody and it doesn't come in, and he realizes he's lost his magic touch somehow, so they lose their money. Meanwhile, we find out that they weren't going to adopt Lester. It was all kind of a ruse. So basically, his whole world is falling apart. And he goes back to his locker. He loses everything. But then Lisa Eilbacher and Michael Lembeck, they both show up at the end and they said, well, we're the only family we got. Let's make this work. So they end the movie with them climbing up the steps and they're going to be a family, I guess. So anyway, that's the movie. Again, the movie is kind of insipid, but I like it. I really do. I don't know why I like it so much. It's very nostalgic for me, for one thing, seeing this film. Like I said, I watch it over and over and over again. Now, Gary Coleman movies, just for whatever reason, they're just not available on DVD. I don't know why. Scout's Honor, which I reviewed, Jimmy the Kid with a broken halo, the kid from left field, the kid with the 200 IQ, Fantastic World, DC Collins. With the exception of DC Collins, all these movies I have on VHS tapes, but they're not available on DVD. I don't know, so I got to make this, homemade DVD-R box set or boxes from them. So yeah, I don't know why. Somebody should just put out a Gary Coleman box set, in my opinion. So they're all just very easy to watch movies. Although I think the other ones I named there were all made for television. Jimmy the Kid, I think was theatrical, as was On the Right Track. This was like his big movie that he did during the run of Different Strokes. So also pretty good cast here. Norman Fell's in this, as is Maureen Stapleton. Yeah, so anyway, that's it. On the Right Track. PG movie, very tame. You can certainly watch this with the entire family. So anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think about On the Right Track. Are you the same age as I am? Did you watch the movie a ton of times in the early 80s when it showed up on cable? Like me? I did. Let me know. Leave some comments down below. On the Right Track. Watch it. Bye.